Hey, welcome back to the Wrestle Show once again. As always, hit that like, subscribe button down below, and let's get right to that news of the day. First off, apparently, the WWE is rumored to be set to release Paige if she is charged with any kind of assault charges based on that event that took place with her, her fiance Albert Patron, or Albert Del Rio, and apparently a fan or somebody who wouldn't leave them alone. I'm not exactly sure how that all went down. Of course, Del Rio or whatever has already had some repercussions. He lost the championship title in a promotion that Paige's parents ran. Apparently, her family ran, based on the belief that he was being abusive to her and to the person there. But apparently, as well, there may be assault charges filed against Paige, at which point the WWE will cease their relationship with Paige, which I think could be unfortunate for the WWE. I think she's a really good wrestler, but of course she's apparently created some problems behind the scenes, and obviously she's had a problem, with the different drug use and things like that. Also, apparently, Finn Balor has apparently been injured again. He injured his shoulder on Friday. Of course, last week he got hit in the head with a shot from a guitar from Elias Sampson. Apparently, that shot wasn't supposed to get all the way up on his head. It was supposed to hit his shoulder. But, of course, it left a big gash in the side of his head. And they were concerned about a concussion. But apparently, on Friday night at a house show, he re-injured the same shoulder that he had surgery on, just last year. Apparently, it's not the same kind of injury. It's also not severe. He's going to be able to work through the pain and work through the injury and let it, I guess, it'll heal on its own in time. Also, apparently, there are two different rumors going around on who the attackers of Breezango could be. As we saw, back over the last few weeks, our office has been being ransacked, and they've been getting, and their horse was tore up and given back to them. And of course, at the pay-per-view, they showed them getting jumped in their office again and getting beat up pretty good. And the belief is this is either two existing SmackDown stars such as Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, which that'd be an interesting way to go about putting them back together and getting them, doing their thing again, because neither one of them have really been all that successful in the WWE as singles competitors. I think they both could be if the WWE pushed them right, but of course, this is the WWE we're talking about, and it's not likely. But I believe Eric Rowan and Luke Harper would work well together against Breezango, and would be interesting. As it's that last episode was kind of creepy, of when they got beat up and kind of started being drug away. Now, that also leads to the other rumor, says that it could be a group from NXT, Sanity, coming into the WWE and making their main roster debut in this particular way. Which, there again, based on the story, that they've been going on, and based on their characters within Sanity, I think this would make sense. It would also be really good for, the SmackDown brand. I think for Sanity to come in and be a big force to be reckoned with within the WWE and within SmackDown Live in general. Last but not least, it's a bunch of rumors swirling around Brock Lesnar as of late. One rumor is that he was going to jump over to the UFC come November and fight in a UFC match on November 4th. But apparently he has not re-entered himself into the drug testing pool. Therefore, his suspension is kind of on pause, and he would have to serve out the rest of his suspension until, after he reinstates himself in the drug testing pool. So, with the amount of time that he has left, and that he had left when he stopped being in the drug testing pool, he still would have too much time left, about 6 or 7 months of his suspension left, which would leave him no time to be able to get back in the pool and start getting tested and serve his suspension before November 4th. It'd be sometime next year before he'd be eligible to do so. Of course, that led to speculation that, we could be seeing the end of Brock Lesnar in the WWE. Rumors are that Brock Lesnar, after WrestleMania 34 next year, will be leaving the WWE and will not be renewing his contract. Personally, I mean, he's getting up there in age. I can understand how he might just not want to do it anymore. Although he's got such a cushy schedule that I don't understand why he wouldn't. I mean, he seems to be in some of the best shape of his life. He seems to be, he's doing so much better than he was, back in his UFC run the first time. And of course, there's no drug testing. And of course, obviously, he had an issue with some kind of, testosterone kind of treatments or something that was, hitting with these bad test results. So obviously he did something. So obviously maybe he doesn't need to be in the UFC if he can't pass a drug test. But then again, I think maybe if he could go back, he could, kind of help rub off some of that tarnish that he put on himself by getting busted for whatever drug use it was, because they never, they mentioned what it was, but I can't remember to this day exactly which drug it was that he was using. But it was apparently, I believe it was a masking agent for steroid use, So if that's the case, then maybe he does want to go back to UFC at some point and show that, hey, I'm not a fraud, that I am Brock Lesnar, I am, a premier athlete that doesn't need drugs or testosterone treatments or whatever to get me through. Personally, I think that would be a great move for Brock Lesnar to make. I think it'd be really good to see him do. But at his age, I don't know if competing with some of these younger UFC stars is a good idea for him. I think, if he's going to leave WWE after WrestleMania 34, then maybe he should just ride off into the sunset and, do some other smaller engagements or whatever and not really put his body, in harm. But that said, you never know. There's just rumors. He could end up renewing his contract after WrestleMania next year and coming back. I personally think it would be entertaining to see, Brock Lesnar go up against a few other stars of today. After another WrestleMania, after a roster shakeup or whatnot, after next year's WrestleMania. I think that'd be awesome. I would love to end up seeing, but I still want to end up seeing Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. I'd also like to see Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, again, with John Cena finally getting a win back on it. Or, hell, Brock Lesnar. I would love to watch Brock Lesnar destroy Jinder Mahal, because that storyline is about to drive me crazy. But anyhow, that's all I got for you today. I'm feeling a little under the weather, I suppose, so hopefully things came out okay. And I guess I will talk to y'all later and see y'all down the road. Please hit the like, subscribe button, and have a great day.